In Part 1, we learned that after failing her mission, Demon Lord Zen punishes Fu by giving her a heart-devouring pill, forcing her to suffer. For Part 1, check the link in the comments. Now, let's continue the story. Seeing Fu suffer deeply worries her little demonic friend, so he turns to Chong for help. However, Chong, still acting tough, refuses, upsetting the little demon even more. Meanwhile, Bai begins training to face Fu and the second Demon Lord Zen, determined to take revenge. However, she still struggles to control her newfound powers. Later, Hugh takes Bai to a secret room where he has preserved the memories of his ancestors, warriors who were slaughtered by a bloodthirsty clan that also took his brother. Despite years of searching, he was never able to find him. After revealing this painful past, Hugh teaches Bai how to control her spiritual energy and master the art of swordplay. With his guidance, she learns techniques powerful enough to challenge even someone as strong as Hugh himself. Moved by his dedication and support, Bai expresses her gratitude with a gentle kiss. Wanting to make Bai happy, Hugh later asks Tian to help find her long-lost sister. The next morning, Chang's mother arrives at Hugh's bar, desperately seeking help. She explains that people in her town have been vanishing at night, only to be found dead in the morning, including Chang's father, who recently went missing. She begs Hugh to intervene. Hearing this, Bai becomes worried. Hugh only has 2 stars left, and helping could put him in grave danger. However, Hugh insists on assisting. Suddenly, Bai experiences another divine vision. This time, she sees a city made of stone, hinting that their next desireless stone contemplation may await them there. Following this clue, they travel to the Stone City, where they meet Chang's old friend, Li. He takes them to the site of the killings, where they make a chilling discovery. The victims had been brutally tortured before their deaths, suggesting a deep-seated revenge was behind the murders. Meanwhile, even the cold-hearted Chong finally gives in. Despite his usual indifference, he decides to help Fu and frees her from prison. However, he stubbornly claims he's only doing it to repay the favors she once did for him. That night, it is revealed that Chang's mother lured Hugh to the city in exchange for her husband's life. The next morning, Chong visits Fu and offers her herbal tea. Meanwhile, Fu's little demon friend goes out to gather rare plants to ease her pain, but the guards snatch them away, hurting the demonic creature and causing Fu to remember her old memories, fragments from her past where she used to secretly listen in on Chong's childhood conversations. As she begins describing what she sees, Chong grows confused, realizing her memories seem strangely connected to his own family. Later, they come across a crowd gathered around a wounded man. Though he is one of Lord Zen's closest demons, he is unknown to the world. Seeing the locket he wears, Hugh identifies him as his long-lost brother, Chi. When Chi regains consciousness, he embraces Hugh, claiming to be the brother who was kidnapped by thugs in Hugh's place. When questioned, Chi explains that he never came to the Demon Kingdom to meet him because of his crippled state. However, Bai quickly grows suspicious of Chi's sudden appearance, especially when she notices he seems to know Chang's mother. Meanwhile, Chong sneaks into Zen's chamber to investigate and discovers a strange device protected by dark magic. Before he can examine it further, Zen catches him. Enraged, Zen attempts to kill him, but just as he attacks, a mysterious green mark appears on Chong's forehead, causing Zen to stop abruptly. Fu rushes in, taking the blame to protect Chong and helping him escape. However, she is left deeply unsettled, realizing that Zen has been hiding something from them. Later, Zen's true plan is revealed. He is gathering 3 divine children to resurrect a powerful demon lord who perished 60,000 years ago. He claims to have already found 2 of them, Chi and Fu, and now suspects Chong to be the third. When Hugh and the others arrive at the murder scene, they encounter a mysterious masked man who attacks them. In the struggle, Chong manages to injure him before he escapes. The next day, the masked man's body is discovered lying in the street, marked by the wound from Chang's sword. The townspeople immediately accuse Chong of murdering his own father. Determined to uncover the truth, Hugh and Bai investigate Chang's father's sudden death. Upon examining his body, they find a strange insect embedded inside him, proof that he had been under someone's control. The discovery hints at Zen's involvement. Meanwhile, Chang's mother confronts Chi in anger, accusing him of breaking his promise to protect her family. However, she is too weak to take revenge herself. Later, when Bai searches for Chang's mother, she unexpectedly encounters Chi. Suddenly, one of Chi's own insects burrows into his body. When he tries to extract it, he fails. Realizing something is wrong, Hugh and Bai decide to search for Chang's mother, leaving Chi behind. While they are gone, Chi regains consciousness and calls for Chong. He asks him to open a cabinet, claiming he has a gift inside. Though Chi's eerie laughter unsettles him, Chong hesitantly opens it, only to find his mother's lifeless body. In that moment, he realizes the horrifying truth. Chi has been secretly killing his clan members as revenge for being crippled years ago. At the same time, Bai and Hugh uncover more secrets about the past. They learn that many years ago, the Stone Clan invaded Chi and Hugh's homeland. Chong, blinded by rage, had taken out his frustration on Chi, leaving him crippled. Now, Chi forces Chong to remember his past life. Enraged by the revelation, Chong tries to kill Chi, but the townspeople intervene. They attempt to punish Chong, but Bai arrives just in time to save him. Hugh finally confronts his brother, demanding answers. Chi confesses that he now serves Demon Lord Zen and seeks revenge against the Stone Clan. As Hugh tries to bring Chi home, he is shocked to discover that Chi can walk again. When he learns that it was Zen who recently restored Chi's legs, he urgently warns him not to trust Zen's dark schemes. But Chi refuses to listen. Using his dark magic, he summons his sinister insects, taking control of Hugh and the other clan members. However, Bai remains unaffected, her willpower keeping her free from his influence. Suddenly, Bai experiences another vision, a warning. She sees the mountain shaking violently, the ground cracking beneath it. The message is clear. The mountain is about to explode. Chi orders Hugh to kill Chong, but before the fight begins, Chi meets with Bai. Seeing the pain in Hugh's eyes, Bai feels sorry for him despite dedicating his life to finding Chi. His brother still despises him. She tries to make Chi understand how much Hugh truly cares for him, but Chi refuses to listen. Using the power of the desireless stone, Bai looks into Chi's past memories. To her shock, she sees her own sister there, leaving her confused about their connection. Chi then takes Bai to witness Hugh, who is moments away from killing Chong. However, at the last second, Chi changes his orders and commands Hugh to kill Bai instead. Bai quickly acts, using her powers to remove the evil insect controlling Hugh. Furious, Chi attempts to kill everyone, but Chong, realizing that the only way to end Chi's resentment is through sacrifice, absorbs all the hatred into his body and self-destructs. The explosion wipes out the dark aura surrounding them. At that moment, Bai receives the fourth contemplation of the desireless stone, the grudge. After returning home, Bai falls unconscious and enters a vision of the past, where she meets Hugh's grandfather. Meanwhile, Chong secretly meets with Zen. Using his dark magic, Zen turns Chong into a half-demon, severing his ties with the Eternals and making it impossible for him to return to them. Later, Chi and Hugh encounter a young survivor who reveals a crucial piece of information: the man who ordered the destruction of their clan had a distinctive tattoo on his wrist. Driven by curiosity, Chi returns to Demon Lord Zen's lair. As soon as he sees the same tattoo on Zen's wrist, he realizes the truth and attempts to kill him. However, Zen is far too powerful. Before Chi can strike, Zen easily overpowers him and strips him of his demonic abilities, making him a cripple once again. Chi is thrown into prison, where Fu comes to visit him. She is shocked that even someone as loyal as Chi would betray Zen. However, she desperately needs something from him, the antidote for her heart-devouring pill. Understanding that Fu, like himself, is just another victim of Zen's cruelty, Chi tells her where to find the antidote in Zen's private chamber. Fu sneaks into Zen's chamber, but before she can retrieve the antidote, Zen appears and destroys it. Exhausted and defeated, she demands to know the truth about her past. In response, Zen mercilessly kills her little demon companion, triggering all of Fu's lost memories to return. Horrified, she finally remembers she was once the daughter of a governor and Bai's long-lost sister. Before Zen can kill her, Chong intervenes, offering his loyalty in exchange for Fu's life. Zen accepts, sparing Fu. However, despite being saved, Fu is left emotionally shattered, realizing how much pain she has unknowingly brought upon her own family. At the same time, Hugh learns that the snake tattoo is on Zen's wrist. That Zen is planning to publicly execute Chi that night for attempting to kill him. As Zen tortures Chi before his execution, Hugh appears and fights desperately to protect his brother. However, he soon realizes it was all a trap. Zen's true intention was to capture Hugh for his sinister plans. Using a cursed mirror, Zen begins draining Hugh's power in an attempt to revive an ancient demon god. Pushed to his limit, Hugh unleashes all his strength to break free, but in the process, he loses Chi forever. Zen, though momentarily weakened, recovers and captures Hugh once again. Bai arrives just in time and engages in a fierce battle with Zen, ultimately freeing Hugh once more. However, using so much of her spiritual energy takes a toll on her, and Hugh takes her back to his kingdom to recover. Meanwhile, Fu wakes up in a familiar place, Zhang's old house, where they used to play as children. The next morning, Hugh and Bai return to the human city to continue searching for Bai's lost sister. At the same time, Zen, enraged by his repeated failures, prepares for his next move, determined to try again. Later, while sitting alone, Hugh experiences a strange vision, something he struggles to comprehend. Meanwhile, Bai searches for him and notices the same purple moon she saw 10 years ago. The sight triggers a flood of memories, and she suddenly realizes it was Hugh who saved her and her sister that night. When she confronts him, Hugh hesitates before revealing the truth. The soul of the Demon King now resides within him. Despite this revelation, Bai knows deep down that Hugh is still himself. Finally, she finds peace in her long quest to repay her debt to him. At the same time, Fu's condition worsens due to not taking the heart-devouring pill. Concerned for her, Chong brings her to Bai, hoping she can treat Fu. However, Bai refuses, unable to forgive the demon who killed her father. Chong insists that Fu has changed and reveals that she knows where Bai's sister is. Wanting to reunite with her long-lost sister, Bai reluctantly helps Fu recover, but only temporarily. Later, Chong confronts Fu, demanding to know why she is hiding her true identity from Bai. Fu, however, believes she has no right to return to Bai after committing so many terrible crimes. Chong refuses to accept this. He reminds Fu of her childhood, when she used to write letters of encouragement to him. This triggers a painful memory. Fu recalls meeting Chang's mother while she was running away from the Eternals. At the time, the mother had pushed her away, but the Eternal Master suddenly appeared and killed Chang's mother. He also tried to kill Fu but failed. Chong is shaken but refuses to believe that his master could have done such a thing. Meanwhile, Hugh and Bai receive a magical compass from a 1,000-year-old turtle, warning them that someone is in grave danger. Following the compass's guidance, they arrive at a hidden city in the Eternal World, where they meet the Divine Maiden, the queen of the village. To Bai's surprise, the maiden has been waiting for Hugh for over 50,000 years. Seeing the pendant around her neck stirs a vivid memory in Hugh's mind, but he quickly dismisses it and refuses to acknowledge her. Suddenly the Turtle Master shows up. Finding her master in one piece gives Bai relief. Now Bai wants to leave right away. However, the turtle oddly insists that they stay for a few more days in the village. Seeing Hugh staring at the maiden earlier makes Bai jealous and upset. Puzzled by the fragments of his old memories, Hugh later seeks out the Divine Maiden in her private chambers. She reveals that they were once a couple 60,000 years ago, and that Hugh had promised to stay by her side forever. However, Hugh firmly declares that his only love is Bai now, and no one else. But the Divine Maiden refuses to accept this. After waiting for him for 60,000 years, she is determined not to let someone else have him. The next morning, as Bai and Hugh wander the village streets, they marvel at the kindness of the villagers and the peaceful atmosphere. It feels almost too perfect, as if the entire village exists in harmony without any dispute. While Bai enjoys the warmth of the people, Hugh grows suspicious. A place this perfect shouldn't exist. As they continue their exploration, they unexpectedly encounter Chang's parents, whom everyone believed to be dead long ago. Bai, however, quickly senses that something is off. Chang's parents are hiding from someone who wants to kill them. Despite her suspicions, she wants Chong to reunite with them, so she secretly writes him a letter. However, as the letter makes its way to Chong, the Divine Maiden intercepts it. Instead of discarding it, she reads it first before eventually forwarding it to Chong. Later, when the maiden meets with Chong's parents, a shocking truth is revealed. They are not his real parents. The maiden has created them using her magic. But she doesn't plan to stop there. Now, she wants to meet Chong herself and gather intelligence on Bai. When the letter reaches Chong, he is stunned to learn that his parents are still alive. Without hesitation, he and Fu travel to the mysterious village to meet them. Chong's parents recount how they were chased by the Eternals and ended up in this village, where the Divine Maiden used her powers to save them. However, when Chong's mother mistakes Fu for Bai's elder sister, Bai's suspicions deepen. She already knows that her sister was taken away by Zen 10 years ago. Hugh starts to suspect that Fu might actually be Bai's lost sister, but Bai refuses to accept this. That night, Zen arrives at the mysterious village, following Chong's demonic aura. However, before he can enter, he is confronted by the Divine Maiden. Strangely, the two seem to recognize each other, as if they have met 60,000 years ago. Zen demands that she hand over Bai, but the maiden refuses, claiming that Bai belongs to her now. She warns him to stay away from her village. At the same time, Bai learns that the turtle has injured himself while gathering herbs outside the village. The turtle insists that she should go to the mountain to collect medicine while Hugh stays behind to watch over him. But what Bai doesn't know is that the turtle is plotting something sinister. While gathering herbs, Bai is attacked by an evil plant. Just as it's about to devour her, Fu appears, saving her just in time. Fu's unexpected act of kindness stirs something in Bai. This reminds her of her elder sister. However, Fu, knowing that she doesn't have much time left without the heart-devouring pill, refuses to entertain the idea. She insists that she is not Bai's sister. After treating the turtle, Bai confesses her struggle. She needs to know if Fu is really her sister. The turtle suggests that she seek help from the divine maiden. The maiden offers Bai a special device that can reveal her true blood relative. But soon, a terrifying truth comes to light: the turtle is a fake. The real one has been imprisoned somewhere else. As soon as Bai feeds the device her blood, the divine maiden appears, smirking. I finally have you in my trap. Bai realizes too late, the device was fake. The real one was never given to her. And worse, her true master has been imprisoned all along. As soon as the maiden finishes the ritual, she switches bodies with Bai. Now trapped in the maiden's body, Bai is too weak to fight back, while the maiden, now inside Bai's body, walks away with a smirk. Meanwhile, Hugh and Chong start to feel uneasy about the village. But before they can investigate further, the maiden, pretending to be Bai, stops them and convinces them to go back. Later, Chong talks to his parents about the strange fog around the village, but they avoid the question and tell him not to ask too much. This only makes him more suspicious. That night, the maiden meets with the Eternal Master. He is shocked at first, realizing she has taken over Bai's body, but he quickly gets over it. The maiden demands that he send more Eternals for her to consume so she can regain her full strength. The Eternal Master hesitates, but he owes her a debt. Long ago, when he met with the maiden when she was weak and couldn't transform into her physical form, she made a deal with him to bring his people as a sacrifice in exchange for power. He finally agrees, but in return, he asks her to kill Fu and Chong. Fu had seen him murder Chong's real parents, and Chong is getting too close to the truth. Afterwards, Zen meets with the Eternal Master. Zen tells him that he already knows his deep-buried secret that the Master has been sacrificing his own people for power. But instead of exposing him, Zen makes an offer, asking him to attack the demon clan so he can absorb their powers. The Eternal Master, fearing for his own life, has no choice but to agree. The next morning, Fu gets sick again, and Chong takes her to Bai for treatment. The maiden, now in Bai's body, checks Fu's pulse and immediately says she doesn't have much time left. Hugh finds this strange. Meanwhile, Chong grows desperate. He wants to go back to Zen to ask for an antidote, but Fu stops him. Knowing very well that Zen will use him if he goes back to him for the antidote, Chong reluctantly stays, but he feels helpless. Later, the maiden visits the real Bai, who is still trapped in the maiden's old body. Bai demands to know why she did this, but the maiden just smiles, claiming that she had always wanted to get revenge from her, but this makes Bai confused since they only met recently. However, the maiden refuses to elaborate and leaves. A while later, Chong comes to see Bai, not knowing she's the maiden. He asks for her help. He needs to meet Zen and get an antidote for Fu, but knowing it might be his last trip, he tells her that Fu is her elder sister that she's looking for. However, the maiden, pretending to be Bai, acts surprised, but then calmly tells him, "If you want to break the divine barrier and leave this village, there's only one way: you have to kill the divine maiden." That night, Chong sneaks into the maiden's chambers, dagger in hand, ready to kill her. But just as he's about to strike, Hugh stops him. In that moment, both Hugh and Chong realize the truth. The Bai standing before them is not Bai. It's the maiden. At the same time, Chong's parents fail to kill Fu. Fu quickly realizes that the puppets are made of threads and uses fire to uncover their secrets. Soon, she also manages to break Maiden's unbreakable barrier using fire. Maiden senses that someone has broken her barrier and abruptly leaves Hugh and Chong behind. Fu discovers a cave filled with corpses. When she finds the 1,000-year-old turtle, she frees him, but Maiden arrives and traps Fu. She then casts a see-through mirror to make Bai witness the death of her beloved master, the turtle. However, Bai, determined to protect her people, taps into the power of the desireless stone and breaks free from Maiden's magic, returning to her body. They soon arrive at the cave. Chong takes the turtle and Fu away from danger while Hugh and Bai engage in a fierce battle against Maiden. Maiden begins to vent, bitter that he has never been able to see her love for him, always choosing the girl who resembles his past love, the goddess Xingxue. Then, she reveals a shocking truth: Xingxue was the one who killed Hugh. But even after learning this, Hugh refuses to hate Bai because of the past, which enrages Maiden. Gathering all her power, she launches a full-force attack, trapping them. Bai then feeds a drop of her divine blood to Hugh, making him stronger. Together, they wield the divine sword and end Maiden's life. Meanwhile, Zen meets with the Eternal Master, pleased that he has been wiping out demons for him. However, the Master demands more demonic energy and gives him a new map of demon clans. But after Maiden's death, the Master begins to feel weak again. Bai restores the turtle's energy, and from him, they learn that he was brought to the village by the Eternal Master, just like everyone else. He also reveals Zen's secret plan. He is searching for 3 divine children. One is from Bai's family, the second is Hugh, and the third remains unknown. His goal is to fulfill something evil. However, the turtle starts to weaken due to Maiden's lingering power. Before vanishing into the air, he gives his divine shell to Bai, telling her it can create the most powerful elixir capable of curing any disease. Later, Bai confronts Fu after realizing she is her elder sister. Fu, seeing Bai's sorrow, finally gives up and accepts the truth. The next morning, the Eternal Master arrives at the village to investigate and encounters Chong, who has learned about his evil schemes. The Master boldly admits that he was the one who had Chong's parents killed and now plans to eliminate them as well. But Hugh and Bai show up, ready to fight. However, the Eternal Master proves to be far too powerful, tossing them around with ease. Then, he activates the remaining star on Hugh's seal, killing him instantly. Afterward, he attempts to extract the desireless stone from Bai, which enrages Chong. Unleashing his hidden power, Chong strikes back. With overwhelming force, he annihilates the Eternal Master effortlessly. The moment the Master dies, Bai receives the last remaining contemplation of greed. Bai takes Hugh back to his palace, desperately trying to revive him using the power of the desireless stone. But no matter how hard she tries, the stone fails to bring him back. Determined, she turns to her alchemy skills, refining a rare first-grade elixir in hopes of saving him. Meanwhile, Zen learns about Chong's hidden power and how he used it to kill the Eternal Master. The other Eternals go into a frenzy upon discovering their master's death and begin hunting for Chong. When they search his house, they find Fu's clothes, believing she is connected to him. Fu and Chong, however, are at Hugh's palace, where Bai successfully creates the rare elixir. At first, she gives it to Fu, curing her of her lingering illness. But when she administers it to Hugh, it doesn't seem to work the same way. Hours pass with no sign of change, but just as Bai begins to lose hope, Hugh suddenly awakens. Overcome with relief, she embraces him. As they prepare for the first anniversary of their friendship, the demon lord Zen discovers the divine maiden flower, a plant filled with infinite energy. With its power, he repairs the cracked divine mirror, intending to use it to revive his hidden lord and take over the world. At the same time, Hugh begins feeling sick again, his demonic powers fading. Not wanting to ruin the joyful moment for Bai and their friends, he hides his condition and pretends to be fine. Sensing the urgency of time, Bai unexpectedly proposes to him, even though she knows he is dying. Later that night, they sit alone, cherishing their final moments together. Hugh asks Bai to live a long life and not grieve for him. As they hold each other in a final embrace, Hugh's soul silently leaves his body. Overcome with emotion, Bai's sorrow triggers the desireless stone, and she is suddenly transported to the divine realm, where she meets the deity Yen. There, she learns of her forgotten past. She was once the most powerful deity, Xing, wielder of the universe's strongest bow. Long ago, the demon lord Jing had come to her, pretending to be her servant, intending to destroy the bow. But Xing, seeing through his deception, realized he wasn't as cold-hearted as he appeared. Every 1,000 years, Xing was forced to battle the Hidden Lord to satisfy his ego, but the Hidden Lord had always desired her as his wife. As Bai listens to this story, she slowly realizes the shocking truth. Chong is the Hidden Lord. When Xing grew weak from her battles, Jing had the perfect chance to destroy the bow, but instead, he pitied her and chose to save her. To restore her strength, he planted the maiden's flower in the divine realm, a flower possessing infinite energy. Rather than fighting her, Jing challenged Xing to a battle but insisted they wait until she fully recovered. Yen, however, was furious that Xing allowed a demon to remain in the divine realm. But when Yen saw Jing feeding his own blood to the maiden's flower to heal Xing, he understood that the demon had fallen in love with her. 100 years passed, yet neither Xing nor Jing ever fought. Then, one day, Jing confessed his love to Xing, and as they kissed, the heavens trembled in fury. The divine bow, created to protect the heavens, saw his love as a sin and struck him down, killing him for daring to love a deity. Heartbroken and enraged but unable to defy the heavens, Xing revived Jing. But instead of keeping him by her side, she erased his memories of his love for her and chose to distance herself from him forever. However, when Jing confessed to Xing again, unaware of the consequences, she coldly rejected him. She claimed she had only been using him for entertainment and never truly had feelings for him. Furious and heartbroken, Jing couldn't accept that after living happily together for 100 years, Xing still refused to acknowledge her love. In his anger, he led an attack against the divine race, capturing one of their elder deities, forcing Xing to confront him. There, he made her a deal: if she married him within 10 days, he would release the elder. But before she could decide, the hidden Lord Mo appeared, intent on taking Xing for himself. Seizing the moment, Xing turned against Jing once more, choosing to accept Mo's marriage proposal instead. When Jing refused to give up, she wielded her divine bow and struck him with an arrow before leaving the demon realm with Mo. Yan, unable to watch Xing suffer in silence, healed Jing and restored his lost memories. Only then did Jing realize the truth: Xing had always loved him but had hidden her feelings to protect his life. On the day of Xing and Mo's wedding, she secretly set a trap. Using her divine barrier, she attempted to kill Mo with her bow. But weakened by her love for Jing, her attack failed, and Mo easily stopped the arrow. Mo then tried to bind his destiny with hers, but before he could complete the ritual, Jing appeared, interrupting them. A fierce battle erupted between the two, with Mo unleashing his hidden power to seize control of the universe. Determined to stop him, Jing pleaded with Xing to fire her arrow at them both. Though pained by the choice, she did as he asked. The arrow struck Mo, killing him, but it also gravely injured Jing. However, Mo's pet servant managed to escape, and before his body was completely destroyed, Mo's remaining heart unleashed a wave of destructive power, threatening to tear the world apart. With his last strength, Jing used his magic to seal the evil heart before succumbing to his wounds. Even sealed, the heart of Mo remained a great threat. To prevent catastrophe, Xing sacrificed all of her divine power to suppress it, vowing to hold it back until a new deity could rise and destroy it completely. 60,000 years later, Yan has finally met the reincarnation of Xing, Bai. But fate may repeat itself, as Mo's loyal servant, the evil snake Zhen, is still working to restore his master's true power. Yan entrusts Bai with a mission: to find the divine bow and destroy the evil heart before it breaks free. Since the divine realm is on the verge of collapse, he temporarily seals the evil heart inside Bai's body until she finds the bow to eradicate it. When Bai returns to the demon palace, she tells the others what she has learned but keeps the truth about Chong being the hidden lord to herself. Next, she asks Tian to search for divine objects that have fallen from the sky, believing they might hold clues to the bow's location. At the same time, Mo's divine mirror reveals to Zhen that Bai now carries the evil heart within her. Seizing the opportunity, Zhen sends a letter along with the Eternal Master's corpse, falsely claiming that Bai killed him using her hidden power. Meanwhile, Chong learns from Bai and Fu that he is the reincarnation of the Hidden Lord. Terrified that he might lose himself and become the monster he once was, he retreats to a divine cave to strengthen his willpower. But inside his consciousness, the Hidden Lord appears, trying to take over his mind. Just as Chong begins to waver, Fu's words of encouragement give him the strength to resist. Fueled by her support, he manages to break free from the Hidden Lord's grasp, for now. As the Eternals storm the demon palace, determined to avenge their master's death, Bai steps forward and urges them to hear the full story. Though they listen, they remain unconvinced and still want to kill her. Before they can act, Fu and Chong arrive, and Chong boldly declares that he was the one who killed their master and possesses the hidden power. Before the Eternals can react, Zhen suddenly appears, displeased that they aren't attacking Bai immediately. Using the hidden power granted by the Hidden Lord's mirror, he unleashes chaos upon the palace. In the chaos, Zhen seizes Bai and uses his power through the divine mirror to extract both the desireless stone and the evil heart from within her. Just as he prepares to use them to revive the Hidden Lord, Bai shatters the desireless stone, breaking a seal that Jing had cast long ago. As Bai and Zhen engage in battle, Hugh arrives to fight alongside her. However, before they can stop him, Zhen grabs Chong and escapes. Seeing Bai weakened after the battle, Hugh is overcome with rage and wants to slaughter everyone in sight, but Bai stops him before he loses control. Meanwhile, at Zhen's demon palace, Zhen sacrifices himself to fully revive the evil heart and awaken his long-lost master, the Hidden Lord Mo. But when Bai wakes up and looks at him, he calls her by her old name. Xing, realizing that the person standing before her is no longer Hugh but Jing, Bai is filled with sorrow and disbelief. At the same time, Fu regains consciousness, but when she learns that the Hidden Lord has taken over Hugh's body, she is furious. However, Mo, now fully awakened, has no desire to harm Fu, knowing that doing so would only enrage Bai. Determined to grow stronger to fight both Demon Lord Jing and Deity Xing, Mo begins absorbing energy from demons and Eternals alike, leaving destruction in his wake. When Tian returns to the palace, she informs Bai and Jing that when the divine bow fell from the heavens, it melted and scattered across the eastern sea. This reminds Bai of the sword she currently wields, made of the same material, hinting that it may actually be the arrow of the bow. As Bai struggles with the realization that Hugh is gone and Jing has taken his place, Jing begins to understand, she is not the Xing he once loved. Accepting that he cannot force his past feelings onto her, he makes the painful decision to leave Hugh's body and embark on a long journey among the stars to search for Xing's soul. The moment Jing departs, Hugh's soul returns and he awakens. Bai, overwhelmed with relief, embraces him, rejoicing that her Hugh has finally come back to her. But their happiness is short-lived. Mo, now stronger than ever, begins attacking both demons and Eternals to absorb their power. Seeing this, Hugh uses the remnants of Jing's power to cast a protective shield over the kingdom. To break this shield, Mo sacrifices countless humans, forcing Hugh and the others to confront him in battle. Despite their combined efforts, Mo proves too powerful. At the climax of the fight, he hurls his spear directly at Bai. Fu, unable to let Bai die, throws herself in front of the spear, taking the fatal blow. Hugh rushes her back to the kingdom, but the damage to Fu's foundation is too severe. They are unable to save her. But in her final moments, her soul undergoes a divine transformation. She becomes the heavenly divine Bao. Chong, devastated by Fu's sacrifice, is overcome with grief. But Mo remains indifferent, feeling no remorse for what he has done. As Fu's divine form takes shape, her soul appears within Chang's consciousness one last time. With a gentle smile, she bids him farewell, expressing her happiness at having loved him. Though she has no regrets, she wishes that in their next life, they could live as an ordinary couple, free from the burdens of war and destiny. As Bai reflects on Fu's sacrifice and her transformation into the divine Bao, Hugh suddenly collapses, having exhausted his power while maintaining the shield over the kingdom. Meanwhile, Mo captures all the Eternals and sends a letter demanding Bai come to save them. Knowing this may be her final goodbye, she bids farewell to Hugh and Tian before setting off to meet the Hidden Lord. Mo, determined to fulfill their long-planned marriage from 60,000 years ago, recreates a copy of the Divine Realm for their wedding ceremony. At the same time, Tian feels guilty for not contributing enough to the battle. Realizing what she must do, she takes the broken divine sword and reforges it into an arrow using her rare blood. When she presents it to Hugh, he is devastated to learn that forging the arrow cost Tian her life. During the supposed wedding ceremony, Bai resists Mo just as she did in the past. But this time, she uses Hugh's demonic powers to fight him, confusing Mo. As their battle intensifies, Hugh arrives with a divine bow, and Mo realizes that by killing Fu, he had unknowingly helped them obtain the very weapon that could defeat him. However, even with the divine bow, Bai's mortal body cannot generate enough power to counter Mo. In a desperate act, Chong fights back within his own consciousness and sacrifices himself to weaken Mo's hidden power. With Mo now vulnerable, Bai seizes the moment and shoots an arrow, wounding him gravely. Though they succeed in destroying Mo's physical body, his evil heart remains. It begins absorbing energy to rebuild itself. To stop him completely, Hugh makes a fateful decision. He traps the evil heart within his demonic body and pleads with Bai to use the divine bow on him. Though she hesitates, Hugh reassures her with a soft smile, urging her to fire. Overcome with sorrow, Bai finally releases the arrow, piercing through him and destroying Mo once and for all. Before vanishing, Hugh gently asks Bai not to grieve or regret her actions, wishing for her to live a long, peaceful life. Moments later, he dissolves into the air, leaving Bai standing alone. With Mo gone, the world finds peace. Demons, Eternals, and humans set aside their grudges and begin living in harmony. Yet, Bai's heart remains heavy. She has lost everyone she has ever loved. One day, she is suddenly summoned to the divine realm. There, she encounters a woman from her childhood, Sun, who reveals herself as the soul of the heavens. Sun explains that she has always known Bai's fate. However, witnessing the power of love and sacrifice, even the heavens have changed. As a gesture of gratitude for Bai's immense sacrifice in bringing peace to the world, the heavens grant her the greatest gift, Hugh's return. At first, Bai is too overwhelmed to believe it is real. But as Hugh embraces her, whispering words of love, she finally understands. They are together again, never to be separated. This is the end of the story. I hope you had enjoyed it.